Hey, Miss Nancy.
How are you, sweetie?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so cold.
Me too.
It's supposed to snow like Tuesday through like a week or something like that. So it's starting to
Happy
get,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, happy Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be really cold. Where
A
do you
white
live?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right. Where are you out of?
I'm in Louisville, outside of Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Okay.
Where are you? Up north?
California.
Oh, well, California. What are they
Yeah.
doing snow in California?
Up in the Sierra foothills. I live about 5 minutes from Nicole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've been without electricity on these off and on stints also.
Yeah, and I only got three times I got turned off instead of all four, so that was kind of nice.
You lucked out of one of them.
Yeah, but I'm one of the lucky ones that can operate and survive without power and all that.
Generators or solar?
Yeah, generators. And my husband, when I opened up the saw shop, before we opened it, we sold we traded our modular home for a 30-foot RV. And so we have two pop outs, and so it's just my husband and I. So we're in that right now until the shop get going, and that's been January 3rd will be a year.
What kind of shop did you say?
A small engine repair shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Like
my daughter
lawn.
and I, we had to go to school at night to learn how to work on the equipment.
Well, you're my hero because I can't handle that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my husband's been doing it since '82 when we were in high school, so
Mm-hmm.
it's been nice.
Is that how you all fell in love? You took your lawnmower in and he fixed it and you fell in love forever?
No, actually, I did not know this, but I had a crush on him from 7th grade through high school. And I didn't know that he had a crush on me the same time. And he's 2 years ahead of me. So when he was in high school, he would ride a bike all the way back to the junior high to watch me run track and cross country. And then as we went through high school, we always kind of was like, hey, But then my twin sister's friend was his girlfriend when I was a senior, and I kept trying to get my twin sister to, introduce us, and she wouldn't because it was her friend. So he
Right.
drove by me one day at the stoplight after high school, and I followed him home.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so then that's kind of how we ended up finally getting together. So
That's
it's been a
did you know
long
he
history.
was coming to watch you when you were in junior high?
No, I didn't know that until probably I think I finally found out when was 27. Right before I turned 30, I found out he had told me that.
And y'all were married by then?
Oh yeah, we got married when I was 23. So
That's
yeah, we've been together
hilarious.
34 years.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Hi, Lori.
Sorry, Noelle, we're just chatting.
It's fine. Good to see you all. Seeing Denise for the second time today.
I know.
I'm bummed. I had so much to do, and I'm like, oh, I missed my Zoom. And so I told my husband, I said, okay. When my Zooms are on, I'm just going to have to tell everybody to go. I need my stuff. So.
Yeah, it's not always easy to break free, right, of everything else that's going on.
Right.
Kay. Hi, Kay.
Hello.
Hi, Lori. I don't know you.
Oh, you guys don't know each other?
I'm Denise.
Hi, I'm Laurie Klein. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And you both live in Kentucky, right?
I do. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
What part of Kentucky?
I'm in Franklin, Kentucky.
Okay, I'm in Louisville. Well, outside of Louisville.
Okay.
So, small world. And what do you do in Franklin?
Open that door.
Well, I work in Nashville at a software company. So I commute.
Oh,
Work
yeah.
from home.
So you do get to work from home?
I do. Not every day. This week I'm not driving down there. I'm going to stay work from home.
Yeah.
Yeah, some
Very
days.
cool.
What do you do in Louisville?
Health coaching,
Oh, okay.
genetics, all that fun stuff.
Ah,
Homeschool.
How many children?
2. We have a high school senior, which she pretty much manages herself. And then we have a 6th, 7th grader. He, on the other hand, doesn't manage himself at all. So he makes up for the girl.
I know Lori's busy with 3 boys, Lori, because one is your friend that stays with you, right?
oh well, yeah. I have 2 sons, but we seem to always have an extra kid. So we do have another. So I have a 22-year-old. He's married. I have a granddaughter, and then my 18-year-old, and he's a freshman in college. And we've had a boy living. It's his best friend, but he's been living with us probably about. Gosh, it's probably been almost a year. So yeah, I just attract teenage boys.
More people to drink more milk and eat more.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't keep any food.
Yeah, I can't
It's all
imagine.
good. And it's funny because he lives right behind us, but his mom, they're foster parents. So they always have, 5, 6, 10 kids. So after my older one moved out, we had a spare room. So we're like, sure.
Aw, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
We can relate to a teenage person that they know that you love them in the midst of them being a teenager. So
Yeah.
that's skills
Yeah.
that I don't have.
I told him I'm like, I washed your sheets. So, make your bed. It's all
Yeah.
good.
I told my son recently, it would really help if you could do things like empty the dishwasher, and if there's clothes in the washing machine, just move them over to the dryer, start the dryer. I mean, how hard is these days? You just hit a button, right? And just because it would free up some time for me, always having to keep up with that. And so he's looking at me, and I was like, well, I don't know how you feel about that, what you're feeling right now. And he goes, oh, I know exactly how I feel about that.
Yeah, I do good too. We're in the really messy stage with my older one. It's just, I think he's just feeling, he's always been the little brother. And I think he's just feeling his oats of, kind of being the only child, sort of.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's messy. He just walked in the kitchen. I'm talking about you.
She's telling us all about
All
you.
good, of course.
About your
Denise.
messy room.
Denise is always trying to make it look nice.
All
I'm
good.
just taking a picture of you when I'm actually posting it on Facebook right now.
Yeah.
She has her crown. Perfect prop. Okay, it's not quite 5 after, but we're only missing one person. Well, it's 7:05 now, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock it so we can get started, because I don't want to keep everybody. But I don't want anyone joining. Okay.
Go look in the.
I just saw a message from Sharon that she's got she can't make it. So I don't know if she was the one that you're waiting for.
No, there was one more, but I did see her message. So this is as long as you guys all have the question. It's just a really general question everybody can answer from their heart. How has having coaching, training, mentoring helped you in business and life? So we'll just go around and everybody can take a few minutes to answer that. And I'm going to go Nancy, Denise, Kay, Lori, and Wanda in that order. Is that okay with you guys? Anyone need to hop off early and need to go sooner? Okay. Okay. Well, we'll get through it. And then who knows? It could be spliced. It could make it in its full. It's probably going to get spliced. All right. Well, it's already recording. I put it on record so I would not forget. And we'll splice this part out. So I'm just going to go ahead and start as if I was hitting record right now. Everybody ready? Everybody ready? All right. Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here tonight. I'm Noelle Upchurch. For those of you that don't know me, I'm here with a remarkable group of women. And I have one question for each of them on the hot seat today. So Nancy Conway, going to start with you. And the question is, how has coaching, training, being mentored impacted your business and your life? And I know it's been significant, but I see you a little bit paused. Oh, she might have dropped off there. Denise, can you go ahead and fill in for Nancy for now?
Well, I can't answer for Nancy,
No.
but I can. Let's see. Nancy has learned, no, I'm just kidding. Coaching, training, and mentoring are huge components for growth, no matter where you are. And I think the key is anybody who is tired of being stuck, or maybe they don't know they're stuck, but they want to improve themselves. We have to get outside of ourselves because we don't know everything. And so that's kind of where the training comes in. I don't know if prided myself, or maybe it's a anonymous, an AA kind of 12-step program, but I am a continual student of learning. And I feel like I never know enough, which can be, on the flip side, a detriment, because then you live here and never make traction and move forward, which is where a coach comes in, is to say, okay, you got this, let's just move on forward. And the accountability of having somebody to keep you moving forward, to help you get over that hump, to help you do what you say you're going to do, is invaluable. Because as good as we may be at holding ourselves accountable, we often let ourselves off the hook too easily, or we're too hard on ourselves. And so a coach can help you say, you got this, it's good, let's go with it, get her done, and let's get on. It doesn't have to be perfect, let's just move on. And I can tell you that I have been trying to get online for 2, maybe 3 years, at the urging of my husband. And I pushed it off and debated with him, mostly because I didn't know how. And working with Kiwi has helped me figure it out. She's taught me how to do it, and she's held me accountable to get it done. And you can't do it without a coach. So that's all I got to say about coaching and training. Everybody should do it, no matter where you are in life. So back to you, Noelle.
Awesome. So great. Do you remember you and I talking? Was it about a year ago, maybe? We had
I don't even remember. Was it a year? Because I haven't been working with her that long.
Then it wouldn't be quite that long. But yeah, I remember speaking with you about it, and I'm just so glad to get to be part of a community to see your growth through that. It's really cool.
Yeah, thanks for your insight and urging when I was trying to make that decision originally. So.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. I just enjoyed the opportunity to talk to you, but I felt strongly about what we were talking about, so certainly wasn't going to steer anyone in the wrong direction. I'm just glad it worked out for you, that was the right thing, because you were ready. You started turning out coaching programs left and right. So coaches have coaches. That is the truth.
Absolutely.
Coaches know it's important to have coaches. All right. Thank you so much for that. And let's see, Nancy, I had asked you first and then lost your screen. So if you are available.
I'm sorry, it froze up on me.
Oh, you're fine. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, thank you. Having a coach has really improved my everything, my life and my business, because I've always was told the systems and stuff, but I never had anyone actually sit down and show me things. I never actually had someone that was accountable, that kept me accountable, that I could depend on to be there to help me grow. So having a coach has just been a blessing. It was the best thing that I did. I don't know how I could have been growing all my businesses before. In fact, I wasn't growing before. And now I have a coach and now I'm growing. So it's been tremendous. I recommend a coach too. I'm with Denise. If you don't have a coach and you don't think that you need a coach, if you started investing in yourself, you'll find out that that was probably the best investment you've done. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. Back to you, Noelle.
Oh, it is so awesome too to see your growth, because I know at one point you were going to come in, you were thinking about coming in. It took a little longer to come full circle just with things going on in your life. And now I've just seen so many things just start to line up for you, because kind of like Denise was talking about, you did a lot of the work learning. You were always learning.
Right.
You were the same as Denise in just another area of life and business where you were ready to go. So now that you have somebody showing you how to do it, breaking it down, you're on fire.
Right. And it's more of her keeping us accountable for ourselves and our own actions. When things are like, when the group is doing something and you're the one that's not doing it, it makes you feel like, why aren't you doing this? This is what you wanted. This is what you're here for. This is why you hired them. Get up and do what needs to be done so you can grow more and be the best that you can.
Yeah, yeah. That's really true. Community is important in all of this too. So that's a special component of this coaching community. It's not just kind of a one-off. We all work together in different capacities. So thank you so much for that, Nancy. Thanks for your time. All right, Kay. Kay, are you newer to having a coach, or have you had different coaches in different areas throughout your life?
Oh no, I'm very experienced in having coaches. I've been an entrepreneur 31 years. Halfway through those 31 years, I hired a coach, and I learned there's a way you have to select the coaches, and I still don't quite know what difference that made, but I spent quite a bit of money, and I didn't experience my business growing or increasing my confidence. So I said, no, I'm not hiring you then for the next whatever series. So for the last about 2 years, I've gotten a coach from Mandino Group, which they use the base of The Greatest Salesman in the World, and then a whole set of curriculum. And that's totally changed my life. I thought my need was to get organized so I could get things done. And they said, well, that's just part of the whole thing of getting your business done. So it's helped with accountability. That's really important. And it's helped with self-esteem. It's helped with my self-story about myself. The other day there was something that says it's the mirror effect. So a coach can say, if you have a trusting relationship with the coach, they can say, this is what I see. Is this valid, or am I not quite seeing it correctly? And I found being able to get outside yourself to see that is very important, especially if a coach that's in your camp doing what you're doing. The fact that my coach is doing things online and I'm doing things online, rather than a coach that's advising
Mhm.
okay, this is how you, so I figured out how the question, I don't know, I've had wisdom on who to hire and why. And I think part of the community and this thing of other people in the community where you're learning a skill and then you're applying the skill and then they see the community also applying the skill. So you're learning from the community. When there's stage like, I'm not up to it. But they said at the very beginning, there's going to be days when you're not up to posting online. So it was sort of like, oh, they told me that, but do it anyways.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that kind of accountability, this is what's going to come. I thought before I started coaching with Facebook is people were posting things about what they ate, and I just kept unfriending people. I did not see there was a connection between online promoting your business and growing your business. So I do now, and I've learned a huge quantity of skills that I'm proud of. I think the big thing of changing my self-esteem so that I'm less criticizing myself, less comparing myself, more how can I learn from that? What's the next action to take? So instead of being in a pity party, it's like, okay, what's the next step?
Mhm.
And it sort of ties with this movie. It's just occurred to me. It's got nothing to do with coaching, but Frozen 2.
Mhm.
And she says, okay, I'm down, but the point is to take the next step. And then the next step. And basically being the hero and saving a lot of people's lives. So at first I went, my granddaughter wants to go see it. Okay, I'll go along. Oh my gosh, there were so many messages in that. So the same thing happens when you're part of coaching. There's so many messages in it that you can keep getting it over and over, but it's this, you hear something different because we've grown. I've grown. So I go, oh, okay, let me apply that.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
if you have the right coach that's in your camp with you that does what you do,
Mhm.
rather than outside mentoring or advising, I found that extremely valuable and
Mhm.
willing to pay for those kinds of coaches.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I heard a lot there. I heard accountability, and I think that that helps us all, right, with consistency,
Yeah.
the getting up and doing when we're not wanting to do. Also, being in the trenches with people doing the similar work, growing through and learning these skills, and having a coach keep you down the right path with how you're seeing yourself, and you know what you're talking to yourself about and what your next steps are based on who you are as an individual. So thank you so much, Kay. All right, Lori Klein, you are up.
All right, I'll try not to go into a coughing fit. I'm recovering from bronchitis. Had to get some water. So when I think about, how it's helped me, having a coach and training, before coaching and training, I had really no vision for where I was going. So I joined an online or a network marketing business, and I don't know, it was about 4 or 5 months in, and my upline quit. And so I was like out on an island by myself, and I didn't want to quit, but I didn't know what to do either. I just, I was totally green. I had no idea. And I just felt very disconnected and unsure of myself. I knew I wanted to probably do it online, I just didn't really know how to do that. And I did it wrong for a while. So when after it was actually online through a friend, I found some coaching and also training. And gosh, I've learned so much. One of the things, and it was kind of talked about initially, was personal development. And um, but as part of the training classes and also the coaching, then that became more of a something that I really made a big effort, to get involved in doing personal development, trying to every day, like a gratitude journal, that kind of stuff. And that's really encouraged, and that's just great for for any part of your life, to be a more positive person, to be grateful. I knew all of those things, but when you have a coach, you're definitely held to, as everyone has already said, there's accountability. And so that makes a huge difference. One of the other things that I think has helped me was just writing down my vision and my goals, and really figuring out where I wanted to go. What is it that I wanted? I did a vision board as a part of a class that I'm in right now. And when you put that, out there, you look at that every day. And these are things that, you want to manifest in your life. And also having a plan of action. And again, it helps with accountability, and also just having support. My upline quit, but I have like a community of people that, we encourage each other. We're there for each other. You learn, from each other, I do believe. And it's, you feel supported. And, one of the things I think that helped me tremendously, I think Case said it, was, having a system. I was told about this system, but never shown the system, or someone, helping me, being there with me. It was kind of like, you're told, you just go do it. And I'm a visual learner. I need to see it. So, doing the system made a huge difference in my business. And you feel like with a coach too, you've got somebody that's, speaking truth into your life. They're there for a reason, and they are, to encourage you, but also speak truth where you need to hear it. That's huge too. I think that's something that has really also been beneficial. So I highly recommend, getting a coach. I never dreamed, that if I think back to a couple of years ago, to where I am now, there's just a huge difference, and I owe it to the training and the coaching that I've received. So, again, I think everyone needs a coach, and there's coaches for different areas. So it's, like you might have multiple coaches, for different things or different trainings. I mean, I just think you just are growing as a person in your business and just personally as well.
Yeah.
Back to you, Nicole.
You hit on so much there. I loved it all. And one thing I heard, as for you as an individual business owner, you're, you have your job, but you're also doing network marketing. And then you found yourself on an island by yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, but just to continue to make the steps forward to finding what you wanted, finding the coach, finding the community, because many people might have just given up, right? Mm. So then I heard you talking too about personal development. And again, not that other job opportunities don't promote that, but that's certainly a huge kind of section, I guess, if you will, of network marketing. That, you know, personal development is often encouraged, and there are different books that kind of seem to make their way around that industry. And that's just great to get to, you know, go on and learning from these different books, but then we can get stuck in training too. So having, again, I think an individual coach rather than a training program or a training seminar, which some of you are shaking your head. We know what you were kind of referring to about, I was hearing the training, but I wasn't having somebody help me apply the training in a way that was fostering growth for me. I think I'm just going to say, just having experience in network marketing as well, sometimes we feel like the person is trying to pull the rug out from under us in their attempt to help us. And they might ask us to trust them, and then maybe they don't take such good care with our trust that we placed in them. So to find somebody who's got industry experience and can back you up, but not squash you down, is pretty big. And so for me, I know I'm not being interviewed here, but that was a big component for me, because I can relate to what some of you are saying with, I was learning, but I wasn't getting to apply probably in the way that felt best for me too. So thanks, Lori. Thank you for all of that, all those insights. All right, Wanda, is it just you, or do you have a friend there?
My friend has walked away from me, but yeah, she loves to visit. Thank you, Noelle.
Yeah.
So what a coach and a trainer and all of it's done for me, it's pulled me out from this little bitty mouse to where I am now. I would have never written a book by myself. I would have never sat down to do that, because not only did I feel inadequate to do it, I didn't know how to get started. I didn't know what to do. So having someone talk you through not only the junk that you've got in your head, stopping you from doing that and saying, yes, you can. Take small steps. Here's what you do. You do this today. You do this week. You do this the next week. And laying those steps out for you. Going back behind you and making sure you got those steps followed through. Making sure you're accountable to those steps. And saying, look, it's not going to be perfect. We're not, but we've got a system. We know what we're doing. I know how to help you through it. And so, not even just, I have grown so much, not just in my business. Mine has been more of a mindset. I had so much stuff that I had to grow out of from childhood that I feel sorry for my coach. She's had to shut me down and say, look, you've got to stop what you're doing. We got to get a book. We got to get you back online. You've got to reel back what you're doing. So to have a coach that you trust, that knows what you need in that moment that she's talking to you, I'm sorry, but that trust, when you find that perfect coach, you're unstoppable, because she's been able to know what I needed in that moment of time that I was talking to her, whether it's get your butt to work or stop and let's go a different route here for a minute and get you back on track. So you don't need just a coach. You need a coach that you can trust, that can, what's the word? Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach. but they need the right coach, because we've heard of all these people who have training and all this stuff. It's not got us anywhere. I did it. It didn't get me anywhere, because they're saying, here's how you do it. And they drop you in the middle of an island and say, do it. You need a coach that walks alongside of you, making sure you're getting the steps right. And knowing when you need your butt kicked, and knowing when you need the reeling back, and saying, okay, we got to reset here a minute. So when you find that coach, you're unstoppable, because she knows what other coaching and what other areas you need coaching in. So dream big. Find your coach and dream big.
Wow.
Back to you, Noelle.
Wanda, that's so cool. I didn't mean to, but I'm glad I had you bring up the end for us there, because, well, I think out of all of us, you've been coaching with Kiwi the longest. I think you've been even, you were new when I was starting coaching with Kiwi specifically, but I heard about you. And so again, I've been able to see some of that growth, and it's just so amazing. And I don't think you probably approached this coaching journey with knowing that a book was going to be the outcome. You probably knew you had this great story, but did you know that you had a book in you that took a coach? Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, my father has always told me to write our story. He's always asked me to do that. But because of me and all the stuff that was up here saying I can't do it, I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So when Coach said, you've got a story, you've got to tell it, and I'll help you do it, I'm like, okay, we'll get started. So I'm excited to get it finished and put out.
I'm so excited to read it.
Because
yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, and what's so funny about that is I've got 4 other books on the back burner to write. They haven't started, but I've got the story. So.
Wow. That's so great that now it's blossomed into more. And so, I would say that I've talked to some people sometimes, but, even a children's book, not to minimize that, but just idea, and maybe that's one of yours, Wanda. Is that one of yours ideas, is a children's book? 2. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. I just sometimes.
I've got 2 children's books.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've got 2 storybooks. 2 children's books that I want to write. And then I've got a novel on our family. So.
Wow. I didn't even know that. So I'm kind of blown away. That's very cool. But yeah, I talk to other people that I hear that they have a book inside of them, but they have also obstacles to getting there. And maybe they're not ready. Maybe it's not the right time. They just haven't had somebody pull it out of them yet. And again, I think a lot of times we can tend to feel not worthy of putting what we have to say or share out there with people, whether it's a story or, I'm reading Kat's book right now, and that's a great, we talk about blueprint. Her book is a great blueprint. I didn't even realize the structure of how she was writing it. So really enjoying that, switching back and forth between Kat and Danny Johnson right now. It's funny. I put one down and pick up the other. So it's just a great combination. But I just thank you all for joining tonight and being here and answering so honestly from your hearts. And we'll see who this goes out to and see who it touches. Because like I said, I knew Denise before she started coaching with Kiwi, and I'm just so glad to witness that relationship has just flourished and how much Denise has flourished. even though she was already ready to go, always ready to go. Just needed a coach to make that next move. So we'll say good night for now, or it is night here if somebody's watching during the day, but I'm sure Kiwi will cut out my excess talking at the end here. So thanks, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you.
I don't know if I can stop the recording because I just have it on record the whole thing. So it'll stop when I hit leave the meeting. But yeah, thank you, everyone.
Sorry, my internet was going out, and then I have this cord that I had to connect to the thing, and Jim's like, go over here, and I'm like, oh my God.
I do the same thing. Sometimes you'll see Greg walk behind me. It's because he's plugging in my laptop.
I'll turn the light on, he turns it off, and I'm like, oh God. He's all that help, and I'm like, no.
No. All
My
right.
family
Have a
always
good one, guys.
Thanks
asks me
again.
questions.
What?
I said, my family always starts coming into the room and asking me questions and where's my wallet? I'm like, go. Not now.
I don't
Bye,
know.
guys.
We'll find it and keep it.
Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.